All right, so imagine there is an engineer that has an idea, right? And we want those engineers to be able to go into the cloud and experiment, right? That is what gives us a competitive advantage. Um, that the experiment finds something that our competitors don't have, right? And we can now have a feature or a product that is unique and doesn't exist in the marketplace yet, right? And so for that, we want the engineers to experiment, right? But now let's take a look at human psychology. Let's say the engineer has this idea, they write some code, they build the experiment in the cloud, they have virtual machines, databases, load balancers, whatnot, right? All those cloud resources that cost money. Now, if the experiment is unsuccessful, what is your best guess will happen?
The resources will stay there.
Well, they might stay, but think about human psychology, right? The engineer does not want to be made fun of because ultimately it was their idea, right? They don't want to be laughed at. They don't want to be made fun of. Their colleagues, their coworkers, right? So if the experiment and thus the idea was unsuccessful, right? They will terminate the experiment immediately, as quickly as possible, so that there is no trace of it left, right? However, if the experiment is successful, they will keep it around and show it to their friends over the next days, weeks, and months. And remember, the experiment might as well have a production configuration that is intended to have thousands of requests per second. However, in the experimental state, the thing does 5 requests per week, but it costs the same as the production configuration, right? So, and these are called zombie resources, right? We talked about orphaned resources before, right? So they used to be attached to parents, and now they're orphaned. They are not very useful anymore. They don't know what to do by themselves, and they just incur a cost, right? Zombie resources are resources that are not being actively used, right? The zombie may do stuff, right? The experiment may as well have a high CPU utilization and do things, even ingest data, log data, or data warehouse or data lake data, and do things on an hourly or daily basis, right? But no one is really doing anything with that experiment, right? Because it's an experiment. So overall, right, those are your challenges in the cloud.